Hello, fellow traders. Tis I, the Rumpled One. It's Sunday, June the 9th, the year 2019. Let's talk trading. Weekly open and gap. But as you all know, you have to apply money and risk management to each and every trade. So let's take a look. Oh, we've got some gaps here. We have definitely got some gaps. So you can see there's this nice huge gap, about 22 pips that needs to fill on the euro yen. Notice price entered the upper wick zone here on the daily chart, and it moved on out. Probably look at the weekly. You can see here it entered the upper wick zone on the weekly, and it popped back out. So there was a nice little wick zone trade if anybody took that. I think there was one guy using the weekly wick zone over on YouTube. And you can see here on the daily, look at these opening above the previous day's midpoint. You can see here we had a cross above it. But it is definitely one of my favorite biases to use is that daily midpoint. And if we're looking here, the first day of the week, you can see there's the range we've put in so far. First day of the month, first day of the year. Had to pause the video. My allergies are killing me today. Had to do some weed whacking yesterday, and temperatures rising here on the coast. And so pollen is in the air. Just so you can see, there's the first day of the year. Trading day of the year. That's the zone. And we're above the June open, but below the other 5 months of the year. But we are above the first day of June. You see that? There's that first day range. We are out of it. We saw that earlier. Now, I mentioned this last week. The inside bar that we had 10 days ago, I said it's probably, those levels will probably still be good. And you can see what happened right here. Once again, in that inside bar zone and then out of it. And we've seen price dipped back into the upper wick zone of the daily and reversed out. We've got two pairs here already, 100 pips of daily range. Looking at the holos here so far, we've got a monthly H1 highest open right there. Monthly daily highest open here. And the weekly H1 lowest open right there. And I guess we scrunch the chart down, we can see the daily lowest open and the yearly H1 lowest open there. Yearly H1 highest open up there, but you really have to scrunch the chart to see it. Okay, the buy zone. definite short bias here. You see you had a short trade, pulled back in. That should have been a scratch trade. This was a no trade. Why? Because this open to pivot fade had not filled. So we're looking to go short until this fills. But that's just on this trade. Of course, taking the wick zone trade, you would go long because you're not using the pivot as a bias in that trade. And we've only got 23.7 pips of range. There's no rat zone as of yet. And we know we missed the pivot here. But we already hit the monthly pivot, and now we have a weekly pivot of 122.02. So keep that in mind as you're trading this week. We have a monthly pivot, 122.02. And you can see we have two missed pivots in a row, here and here. We've got a pivot right here. We're seeking 123.16, 12 days ago. On the price action screen, real simple. You see the 3 ball here. Without the balls, price went into the 90 block. Couldn't stay in it, fell into the 80 block. So you could have shorted at 90. Didn't stay in the 80 block, hit the 70 block. You could have shorted there also. Remember, price just usually doesn't like to stay in a block. So you see here, it closed in the 70 block, but now it's moved up into the 80 block. And so like from 60 to 70, that's the 60 block, 70 to 80, that's the 70 block, and so on. So just remember, price doesn't like staying here within these 10 pip ranges. It just doesn't. So trading with candle color, H1 candle color at the line usually is profitable. But remember, fellow traders, these videos are for educational purposes only, and your results may differ from mine. Oh, disclaimers. And we see in and out of that upper wick zone. Somebody was asking about this indicator. It's the 2014 HTBL. It's high top, bottom, low. But then we just shortened and named it a wick zone. Easier to say. As you can see here, not really much action to the south side, but price kept crossing over, so you always want to go with that last crossover. That's your bias. And as I open the trading portfolio here, you can see not much happening. There was a little spike there, good for about 3 pips or so. You can see it touched off the trigger line. It is moving back up. Looking at the M1 chart here, just looking to see is price taking out highs or lows to give you a determination which way price is moving. You know, it's really interesting. Once again, looking at this, just how many times does price take out a high or a low to determine its movement? I've been looking at some other videos and some other forums, and that reminds me, there's somebody, some of my indicators or indicators that I modify. I ask people not to post my code on other sites for one simple reason. People need to come to me to get the code. That way, if there's a bug, they know where to come to get the fix. Um, and besides, it's so hard maintaining code across multiple sites. That's why I post my code on one site, the code that I post. But people have spread some of those indicators all over the net. I mean, if you do a Google search, just use that, underscore TRO underscore modified, you'll see them everywhere. And you have to remember, a lot of times they show up on sites that have banned me. So I find that kind of ironic. As you can see here, price just took out a high line, just took out another. So price must be moving up. It's not hard to see, really. Not moving up that much, but it is moving up. But as I was saying, they have so many different indicators out there, eye candy, chart porn, and all you're trying to do is determine if price is going up or down. I mean, they try and use higher math and come up with all these new formulas. It's amusing and amazing, what people will spend money on, what they will fall for. I mean, it's just it just cracks me up. It really does. I mean, you know, here we go. We got highs and lows. This is that's just what the candle put in. Price is either going to go through them or not. I mean, it's so simple. But unless you give it a fancy name and have some fancy wingdings or something on the screen, people are just going to pass it by. I mean, my price action trading screen. I mean, how simple can you get? But I guess a fool and their money, right? Or sucker born. Looking at some of the opens here, this is must be an old version of this indicator, the 2015 open difference. And let's see here, we've got the ranges. Once again, only 24 pips today so far. That's not much of a range. And what's really also kind of interesting about those systems, see, I can look at a pretty much a blank chart and I can see, okay, there's a turn trade there. Okay, we're up at the top. Looking, okay, we got red. So if we could get a turn trade here, we might get some bottom movement or southern movement or short movement, selling. Don't really need a bunch of indicators, especially squiggly lines with triangles and blocks and whatever else to tell me which way price is going. I really don't. Okay, so fellow traders, I think this week we were going to start talking about trading plans because somebody had asked that. And I think it's something that is worth, looking at in detail. So I think we'll start that tomorrow. And feel free to ask questions as always. And remember, if you're just now watching these videos, come down here and subscribe. And also, send the links to your friends, post the links on other forums, but just be warned if you post anything that has TRO, they're going to probably think that you or me, and you might wind up getting banned. So that's just how it is out there. Also, if anybody has a Reddit account, please go to Reddit and give me some good karma so I can start posting on Reddit because they've already kicked me off of the Forex Reddit, which it's so funny because if you look, you'll see a couple of years ago I posted videos and they didn't have a problem. It's just recently, so I don't know whose nose I got out of joint, but you know, they just have it in for me. Anyway, enough about that. So, as you're trading this week, please keep in mind it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So, let's go out there and drain the banks this week.